Hey guys, it's Karen, and I thought I would go ahead and share with you a project that I'm going to be working on today, and that is in the kitchen. This is the one area of the house that really needs to be just all decluttered and organized. So I'm going to try to tackle that today, and I thought I would go ahead and film and let you guys see how we do that. This is the size of our kitchen here, and so we have this is all of the cabinet space that we have, and that's it. So we are kind of limited on space, and because of that, things are getting really cluttered. And if you've watched my other vlogs or anything, we have only been in this house for about 6 months, and the cupboards are already really badly cluttered, and we just don't have a lot of space. So until we can get more space in the kitchen, I'm going to try to declutter and maybe pick some things out that we don't really need or don't use either. So the two places that I'm going to tackle today, the one spot here is going to be, this is kind of just our spices, and then this is all just baking up here. So this is one cupboard that really needs to be gone through, and anything that needs to be taken out and that we don't use, or something that we might be able to donate, to do that, and then just kind of put it back in a little bit better of an order, so it's not so chaotic looking, and it's a little bit easier to get to. So that's one project that I'm going to be working on, and then the other one is down here. As you can see, this is kind of just where we keep all of our baking pans and pots and skillets and containers and everything. Just a whole bunch of miscellaneous things, probably wedged all the way in the back. It goes back pretty far. So this is the other spot that I really need to just declutter and take things out. There's things in here that we don't use, and it could really help just free up some space if I take those out. So that is what I'm going to be working on today, and I'm just going to film as I show you. Plan is I'm going to just take everything out of both cupboards and completely clear it out, clean it inside, and then go through and toss out what we don't need and just kind of separate it. And then I'm going to put everything back in and hope that it'll be a little bit better organized. So we'll get started right now on that. So I've got everything back in, and it's definitely a lot more organized. Everything's a little bit more in its own places. I didn't get rid of a whole lot of stuff, but just moving things around just really helped to put it back in there. And then I kind of used this little boat thing that I got from a restaurant, and I just kind of put some things in here also. So just trying to keep some little things like toothpicks and different stuff is in there. And then all the seasonings. And then I do have some baking items here. And then this is mostly baking items. And that is also baking. And then I have a bunch of like cookie cutters and things back there that we don't use very often, so I put all that towards the back. And then this, I use this all the time, so I keep that in the front. So just trying to kind of keep things more towards the front that we use a lot, and things that we don't use so much, try to put that towards the back. So I think that's pretty organized compared to how it was. Things were just kind of tossed in, thrown in, and I feel like it's a little bit better put together. And then a couple things that I took out that I'm going to get rid of. These, I don't know how old these are, but you can shake it and it sounds like sand and clumps in there. So these are definitely old. And so those are going to go. And then I am going to keep the caps in here. So I will hang on to these caps, but these are going to go. We have a lot of cookie cutters. So I'm trying to decide which ones to keep, which ones to let go of. But we'll see, because I still kind of like these too, but we've got so many. And then this also, we're probably not going to really use this. I think it's for like doing jello molds. If we keep this, I'm not going to keep it in that cover. I'll put it somewhere else. But so I took these things out, and that actually freed up a good bit of space just from those items coming out. So that was the baking cupboard and spices. So now I'm going to get going on the other cupboard. So I'll get started on that next. Had two things that I am not going to be keeping out of that cabinet, so didn't find a whole lot to not keep, but this one we already have a dish that's pretty much the same size and really similar to this, and then this one I actually have two of the exact same thing, so I'm keeping one and just going to donate the other. So these will get donated, and then I'll show you guys how it turned out, which I think it turned out really well. It looks so much better. Everything just looks so much better, more organized. And I put everything in the back that we don't use very often, and tried to keep everything in the front that we use the most, like baking dishes and pots, pans, and of course containers. Always need these. Got toaster and can opener. So everything's pretty well organized now. I think this is so much better. Everything was just tossed in and not organized, and just taking everything out and putting it back in and trying to organize it better made a big difference. So even though I didn't take too much out to give away, but I think that has turned out really well. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully it'll help inspire you to get some decluttering done in your kitchen. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon in the next video. Bye guys.